What is going on, Final Fantasy players? We are back in sunny Cardiff. As usual, I'm joined with my illustrious co-host. He is the fish to my finger sandwich. Fish, how are you doing today?
Mate, you got to stop making me laugh the moment you start the show. Doing great though, Jacko. How's things?
Yeah, not too bad. It's Thursday. That can only mean one thing, Fish.
Final Fantasy Fight Night.
Final Fantasy Fight Night. So yeah, we are back this week. We're going to get things over to the gameplay camera because we have got our first round, people getting prepped and ready to go. So, Fish, talk to us. What have we got on stream starting off the evening?
So, we have got Liam, Wind Earth. Bit of a brew of his, some changes, we'll see as they come along. And Paul Phelan with Ice Lightning, typical brew.
Yeah, both of them running two decks they are very comfortable with. So, we're just getting things set up. Everyone's getting sat down for the first round. So, we've got a bit of downtime. So, what did we talk about last week? First stream, I think it was a good success. We saw Wind Ice dominating proceedings. That's interesting to see if we see anything going down differently this week.
Yeah, well, to be honest, some of the players that are playing the Wind Ice is actually now playing Wind Lightning, kind of that brutal chaos build that we saw. So I'm interested to see some of that.
If you haven't seen the stream from last week, RIP to our guy Morgan, come up against that horrible Wind Lightning list that Sam has made. I think we saw the start of what is Morgan's villain arc, I think, last week. So stay tuned on this channel as the months go by. We're going to see Morgan transform into the new final boss of FFTCG.
And shout out to James Kiddy's number one fan in the chat there. Hey Dale, how's it going? I wasn't going to say it.
Dale, I'm your number one fan. So there you go. Goes full circle. Cool. We're getting things set up. While we're still waiting things to start, I think it's a good chance to thank everyone that tuned in last week. We had a good bunch of viewers, lots of chat in the chat window, so that was awesome. So yeah, thanks everyone that watched. It'd be great to get you guys, give us a like and subscribe as well if you can. Goes a long way. And
just remember, all of the games will be full feed, and also the chopped up individual games will be on YouTube as well, so you can catch up during the week. It's great little watches.
Absolutely. I know I was there last week and I've watched them all again.
I've watched them 3 times, especially that Sam match. It was too brutal not to.
They were that good. Cool. So it looks like Liam's got the play. Can't see what he's got in hand. I think maybe a Norsh. Okay, no, he's got the Kate Sith, so going to get back. So he's chucked to Ysayle and he's got back the Ice Earth Emperor. I'm assuming he's happy with the backups in his hand. I wonder if... Okay, yeah, so he's got a Lail in hand.
Of course. I don't think there's a time where Liam does not run Lail. It's a great card.
Yeah. So, I think... Can't see what Paul's got in his hand. Keeping it tucked away out from our prying eyes. Maybe he watched us go to town on Dan and pick apart his plays playing Ice Lightning last week, so he's trying to avoid the same fate.
He's just going full aggro. Here we go. Is that?
Oh, straight in on the Alcid Laswell.
Surely got to go for the Lail here, right?
Yeah, got to go for the Lail. I don't know what summons he's running, but there's a Odin that's getting put down there already, so we know he's running some summons in there. That Lail, I think, says summon of cost 4 or less.
Yes.
I believe anyway, so we wouldn't cancel the Odin. So passing over. So let's see if Liam's got any sort of response to this. It's nice from Paul here, not only because he's putting pressure on Earth, which doesn't like early aggro, but I think Liam may well have had a Noshtalin or something in hand, so it stops him playing anything efficiently on curve. Normally, if someone's opening double backup,
okay. Answers with a Zidane.
Yeah, okay. I see your aggro and raise you aggro. So
you've got to think from Liam's perspective here. He knew he was possibly discarding next turn if he played nothing, so just dump the hand out.
He's not a damage 3, so Kate Sith doesn't tap for any element. I'm assuming the card under the Shantoto was a wind card, so to pay for that Cecil.
Yeah. Sadly, we've got a bit of glare over on the break zone there, which is not really helping things.
Not much we can do about that. He's got a response, and he's just going to Ixion in response. Get rid of his own Laswell. I guess he was probably worried that he can't really wait the Zidane or rip the Ixion. He still has to do the reveal.
Vice, get it later, but
yeah, I think it's.
If I'm honest, if I'm Liam there, do you really want to rip that out? It's only a backup.
Yeah, because even if he plays the Nero next turn, he draws 2 and plays it. That leaves him with only the card he searches, which is a Vice. He can't play the Vice, and then if he's going to play it next turn, he has to discard the 2 cards he draws to play the Vice. The Dull Freeze is only going to go off if he pays 2, which he can't because Cessa's on board.
Exactly.
So I think I would have just left the Nero there.
But that's fine. Again, from Paul's perspective, I think you just attack into this. If you lose your Alcid, you get to play another one.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're not as worried about losing the Alcid as he's worried about losing the Cecil. So offering up the trade, let's see if Liam takes it. I think, probably quite happy taking damage here. Don't know what EX burst he may be running. He's thinking long and hard about this. He's just going to take it. There's a Mist Dragon.
I think that's fine. You never find really that Ice Lightning is playing too much recursion. Maybe the odd Chant Auto.
Yeah, I think that's the only card we'll probably see here that does have the card. Or is I don't know if he's running the Man in Black, which would be the other potential target. And Phelan putting down this Sarah Mobius legend. I love this card.
Another favourite card of Jacko, everyone.
Oh, absolutely, and not just because it's ice, but I think this card's been an absolute sleeper. I was always a fan of this. When it got spoiled, some people were hating on it a bit 'cause it didn't have haste. I think the effects are strong enough and it's diverse enough that I don't think it needed the haste.
Yeah, as long as it survives that turn, you can get so much value off it. I've seen Dan Haben, who we saw on stream last week, really stalled me out really heavily with that and his Arcanist backup as well. So really nasty. And
especially if you're playing these sort of aggressive decks, people normally have to keep up with you, so they haven't got that many resources. So often she can survive the turn, and even if she doesn't, your opponent is probably investing more resources than you to get her off screen. So Paul will probably offer up the same trade again here, just swinging in with that Alcid. He's thinking about doing something with the Sarah Mobius. The advantage he's got with the Sarah Mobius now is that if Liam tries to offer the trade, he can do the buff with the Sarah Mobius. So one of its tap effects is you can buff it, one of your forwards, by 2k, so you'd win that fight. I think you want to leave the Sarah Mobius upright as much as you can for your opponent's turn. I think her tax effect is incredibly strong.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And also, hey chat, big shout out also to Taylor there for joining us, so he can join us tonight.
Oh, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for showing us some love. You're here in spirit.
Yeah. Do better though. Get down here and play.
So I wonder if Paul and Liam have a bit of a chat here. So I think it looks like Phelan's potentially
just done the backups by the looks of things.
I missed that.
I think he was attacking with the Alcid.
No, when he attacked with the Alcid, he attempted to dull the Cecil, and then the auto ability of pay 2. Phelan then responded with being like, pay 2, otherwise cancel that auto ability, and Liam had the backups up, so just paid the 2.
Yeah. Oof.
Very aggressive from Phelan here, dropping down that Zeromus, not getting any freeze effect, because he had to empty his hand for it, so couldn't pay the 2 for the Cecil. I don't think that's the end of the world, because really why you're putting this down now is for his end of turn trigger on your opponent's turn, to dull all your opponent's forwards.
Exactly, you don't have to pay 2 if it's doing it for you automatically. So
let's see what response Liam's got here. So putting down on Noctis, okay. This is really nice, because what Liam can start doing now is he can start advancing his board state while simultaneously picking apart Phelan's, especially with Phelan being empty on backups. This could very well swing the game back in Liam's favour, helped out massively by this Sarah Mobius currently being dull, so Paul cannot respond. So yeah, I think I was brushing upon this a bit earlier before Paul used the Ceremobius on the in his own turn, I think it's always better if you can avoid it, is to try and leave that Ceremobius upright. Looks like a Sephiroth going into damage. That's a really nice hit there from Liam.
Painful to see.
So
you got to think that at this point Paul might actually be running on fumes, because no cards in hand, goes to 2, likely paying mainly 4 drops.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm feeling stronger if I'm in Liam's position right now. Again, going with the attack on the Alcid, thinking about the dial and maybe paying, but not bothered. Tyro, bang! EX burst.
Give me, honestly, my favourite EX burst. Let's see what he gets.
If you're Liam, we gobble those up. Search for whatever fodder he wants to then combo up with this Noctis. You may well search a Gladiolus here.
No, he's got Gudon. More pressure. Attack twice with Brave. Cannot become dulled by opponents from his abilities, I believe.
Yeah, really nice answer for this matchup. Liam showing the power of knowing your deck and knowing your matchups. This is what you get when you play same deck week in, week out. You know exactly what you need to come up against and what cards you need from your deck for certain matchups, and Gudon is definitely the answer right now.
Yeah, so if you're Paul, you've got to be hoping for a bit of discard here. Try and slow down Liam just that little bit, but I think it might be damage done because that Gudon's coming.
Yeah, and the other thing is the additional value that Tyro has added with regards to cards in hand. So now Liam can play the Gudon, and if Paul does the Ceremobius, he can quite easily pay that 2 CP and it not really punish him as much as it would if there was more aggression.
And that's it. And knowing that now damage 3, getting the K-Sith colour fixing in. Let him just, for proper value, proper curve. Gudon's out there.
The question is here, what do you target with the Alcid? Do you try and get rid of... target with the Gudon. Do you try and get rid of the Alcid, or do you try and get rid of the Ceremobius? If it's me, I'd probably be leaning towards getting this Ceremobius off the field as soon as possible.
It's going to be the one that's going to slow him down the most. You may not be able to dull the Gudon with it, but you don't want to have half your attacking force just left
so
it
he's
by the wayside.
electing to just let the Alcid die here, not choosing to make Liam pay the 2. So happy to take some damage. I wonder if he's got a different plan for lightning. I think that's the two colour lightning, is it?
Yeah.
No, that's Aranea.
Oh wow.
Aranea coming down. Bang! EX burst return from Paul. Getting revenge for that Tyro. That looks like an Ixion, I believe, so Carl's not doing too much now. That's is the lightning.
Yeah.
Nice hit there from Liam. So that Aranea coming down, dealing with that Prompto, not having to pay the 2. So Paul has not used Ceremobius, so I feel like it's a bit of a waste there. He left the Ceremobius up, choosing not to tap it to try and tax the auto ability of Noctis.
He must have... Well, I suppose if he tagged in the auto ability, it's not going to be too much of a problem, but he must have liked everything in his hand. Ooh, X-Death. Okay. Does X-Death go live here? Yeah.
He's obviously quite happy. He slapped it down straight away, so he's obviously quite happy that the count must be relatively high. We'll see now what the count is going to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 on Phelan's side.
And I think it was 5.
It wasn't many. So he's got the buff, but he hasn't got the remove from play, which could be crucial here, because if he had the removed from play, with Liam had so few backups on the field, the advantage that this XF does have, though, is as a 10k, it can stop this Gudon coming in and slapping in for multiple damage per turn.
Yeah, you've got to think that during the Liam's combat phase, that Ceremobius has to pay the 2 for the fight the Gudon. That's probably his only option here.
And that's why I was surprised. So we saw the Ceremobius get left up. So when he didn't try and tax the auto ability, I assumed he was going to be doing the dull 2, but he didn't do that either.
I don't think he could have paid the 2 and successfully played the X-Death. I think that's probably...
This turn. I think he would have done, but it would have left him with nothing in hand. Yeah. So, I think missed opportunity there, but moving on. I think if you're feeling you're just past turn at this stage, I believe he's only got the 1 card in hand. What you can do is you can now, that X-Death can be a blocker for that Gudon. You can also buff it, but if you're Liam, you might well just get a trigger.
Oh, so the X-Death is live.
Fine. So the X-Death is live. So our bad miscount on that one. So choosing to get rid of the Cecil. So we'll see what he draws here. I wonder if he may well have a Cecil. I mean, to be fair, I think Cecil is the right choice because your Noctis is going to be putting in work, removing things from the field, and Gudon is so big for this matchup. Gladiolus coming down. So here we see the Gladiolus coming down. It's going to be hitting the... So if I remember correctly, Gladiolus is a 9k. But if it deals damage, I think it's increased by 2k. So it would be enough to kill the X-Death. Phelan, again, choosing not to use the Ceremobius. I think if he used the Ceremobius, he could have buffed the X-Death so it would have survived.
I think the issue he's got is that if he doesn't dole to forwards here, he loses to the Gudon anyway.
But if he'd buffed the X-Death, it would have stayed alive, and so it could have blocked one at least. Getting a Reeve EX burst. Let's see. We have to probably get the Kate Sith. I think he may be running Vincent, but I think this is quite a long way back for Phelan here.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a bit too slow to be playing backups at this stage. And Cedric, again, we're not sure why he didn't do it. It didn't come out that turn. He had the play there to with the Ceremobius. We're just not sure why.
So we'll see if Paul can do anything to get back into this game. I think it's quite a long way back for him, but let's see. Apologise in advance as well. We normally get the card browser up, but unfortunately we had some technical difficulties with that before, and so we haven't been able to get it up for you today.
It's not like you not to be able to get it up, Jacko. Shame, really.
Well, that's what you think. So let's see.
Oh, you got some real love showing up in the chat there for you, Jacko.
Oh, guys, my heart full. My heart is full for you guys. Yeah, Paul having a long, hard think.
Well, we know he's got the Keith Sith in hands.
Pointless. Oh, damage counters. Oh yeah. Don't tell McAvoy. McAvoy shouted at us last week for not doing the damage.
We're sorry,
so we're gonna pretend that we've. All right, chat. Next game, if we're not doing the damage,
give us a shout.
Give us a shout. Let us know. We're gonna get on it. We're still getting used to using all the systems and everything.
Yeah.
So. Thanks for your patience. We're just so focused on the game.
Mate,
we're
totally.
So laser focused, trying to pick apart these plays.
Try and respond to you lovely chatters. What more could they want from us? Except doing all the tech stuff, you know?
Oh, guys. DMing McAvoy. We got a tattletale.
Hey, remember, snitches get stitches.
So, Paul's thinking long and hard about this. He's can't see what he's got in his hand. We know he's got at least a Kate Sith.
He needs an answer to that Gudon right now, otherwise it's over.
Yeah, because Ceremobius can keep the other things out of the way, but exactly, Gudon is going to come in. I think we're actually at damage 6 as well, not damage 5.
Yeah.
We're going to blame that one on the glare and not my useless updating ability. Okay, so he's just passed. I wonder if he's got an Odin in hand. That must be his only way of dealing with Gudon. So the best thing is to get a Ceremobius style on the Noctis and the Gladiolus and an Odin on the Gudon. So, Cardiff. Lovely.
Oof. And he's going to be increased size because of damage 3. And
so this is an 11k, so he's a 8k naturally, buffed by 3k at damage 3. Doing the Ceremobius to double 2 things to try and save lethal. On the stack of the Ceremobius getting sniped. He's thinking about doing something else. Not gonna lie, I just want to get beat by fish. Chat, me too. Don't we all?
Well, that could be arranged, so I do charge top dollar.
Okay, so Mobius dying here. Here's the Odin we were talking about. So he's got the Odin.
So he's going to survive another turn. It feels like they should just old yellow him, take him out back, put him out of his misery.
Yeah, the Lael is not going to be able to do anything in response to this Odin. Have we got a Mist Dragon? That would be nice.
I think Mist Dragon is only 4 though.
No, Mist Dragon is 5 or less.
Oh,
Mist Dragon
okay.
5 or less. I think Lael is 4.
You'd think as a guy that plays Mist Dragon all the time, I'd know that by now. But...
Oh, I'm a convert. I've been playing it recently. Right.
It's luring you away from that mono ice. That's all it
Here
is.
we go, Paul. What have you got? Have we got anything?
I generally thought a handshake was coming there.
He's looking. He may well have a Shantoto. His opponent has got 2 cards in hand though, so I think it's going to cost you your hand. So, I think it's going to cost you your hand to play the Shantoto. So whatever you get back, you won't be able to play.
It's awful beer on one side of the stream here, guys. That's not a technical difficulty. It's just how bad this is going for Paul at the moment.
Yeah, you hate to see this. Damage 6 and you have nothing on board. You've got no backups, no forwards, nada.
I mean, maybe he's just staring at the cards hard enough that one of them might turn into a 0 CP Shantato.
Yeah, I've seen it happen before once.
Me too. A magic marker was involved, but we'll ignore that.
Magical Sharpie just came out of nowhere. Just added the additional effect onto my card and break all characters your opponent controls.
Yeah. I also love that card. I win. It's a great card.
So he's playing the Lightning. This is going to be a 10k because Paul has got 1 card. So this is a card that's 1 CP, 9k, reduced by 1 for increased by 1. Sorry, for each card your opponent has in your hand.
I don't think it's going to matter though. That Cardiff gets on the attack, it's over.
Exactly. The Lightning is a 10k because Paul is at 1 less cards in hand. Because Lightning looks at your own cards in hand, but you're right, you're spot on. Gallif is an 11k with Brave. When it attacks, deal damage equal to its power to Lightning. And Lightning goes boom. Yeah, boom. There it is.
And that is it, folks.
Round 1 game. So Paul putting the early pressure down, but Liam having all the right answers. That clutch Tyro EX burst helping fuel the Noctis, picking apart Paul's board.
Rest in peace, Paul.
Rest in peace. R.I.P. Cool. So, good opening round to get things going. We are going to go to our Be Right Back and maybe see. Liam was a bit camera shy. I wasn't too keen on going on stream. I don't know why not when performances like that. He played it beautifully. Let's see if he wants to come have a chat.
Yeah, if not, we'll maybe get the loser over and see how devastated he is.
We'll see. Hold tight, guys. We will catch you soon. Okay guys, we are back. We got our winner of round 1. Liam was with us. Liam, congrats on the win. Talk us through how that game went for you.
Initially I drew basically my perfect opening hand.
Yep.
I had 4 of my backups in hand.
Beautiful.
It was perfect. Unfortunately, didn't have the wind to play the Nostradamus straight away.
So you had the Norse, because we were talking about it, so we couldn't quite see your hand. When you went double backup, but to us, we thought maybe the Norse was there to play on curve the next turn.
No, it was the latter win CP to play the Nostradamus. So that I also had the 5-cost Shantoto in hand.
Okay, yeah.
So I would have been happy to set up, go to 4
perfect
backups.
lineup, yeah.
It's beautiful, but then because he went aggro, I was like, alright, I've got to match this. So.
Not only that as well, the Laswell getting the double freeze, just ruining your curve.
Yeah.
So the Cecil Zidane, that was a top deck. Love to see that. So good.
Yeah.
That is heart of the cards. You need something to respond to aggro. Bang bang, draw just the 2 cards you needed.
Yeah, took care of that.
What point do you think the game kind of turned around? Because Paul was definitely aggressive early. Where, he saw the early Alcid and Laswell, saw the early Sarah Mobius. It felt like he was taking the driving seat. What point did you feel the game started to turn on in your favour?
When I play Gladiolus.
Okay, yeah.
So I top deck Gladiolus that turn. My original plan had been to just go all in on the attack, get some damage in, take whatever blocks he does to get rid of that X death. or whatever was out at that point.
Yeah.
And then Matoya main 2, wipe all the forwards that remain.
Sure, okay.
That way
yeah.
I'm on 3 backups, he's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
0.
Yeah,
puts me in
yeah,
the seat
nothing
to-
left on. Nice,
to
yeah.
move forward. But
Yeah.
yeah, the top deck in that Gladiolus is like, that's big enough to kill.
Yeah, see, I think I'd argue actually it probably came sooner, and I think the power of Noctis in these sort of games, so games where you both have kind of committed to forwards, Noctis is so strong because you're both trying to play forwards, you're being aggressive with forwards as well, but whenever you're playing a forward, you're picking apart their board, it just gets you ahead, so such a strong card. It's really cool to see those retainers doing in work. We were saying as well, the power of also knowing your deck inside and out. Like that deck is you personified. You've played it so much, and you know just the cards you need. That Terror EX burst, getting you Gudon. You know it's the perfect card for that matchup.
Deals with that nicely.
Nice. Anything you're worried about seeing in the future rounds? What do you struggle with the deck? Any bad matchups?
Icewind is probably one of my worst matchups. I'd say Mono Ice, not as much, because now with the Gudon and the Cecil, it's a good counter to that, but Icewind, because it's got the problematic dot freeze of the ice, but then it's also got a couple of those nice wind bits of removal that get rid of things.
And I guess Sedan becomes crucial in that matchup to try and pick apart their combo pieces, because they love to combo.
What they need.
Right, well, the chat was loving you. You're getting a lot of love in the chat. A lot of the boys that couldn't be here tonight were cheering you on. So, congrats on the win, and good luck with the rest of the rounds. Maybe we'll see you at the very end for the finals. Who knows?
We shall see.
Right, guys, we're going to go off camera to this. Be right back, but we will catch you guys soon for round 2. Okay, guys, so tech issue is now resolved. We are back, getting ready for round 2.
That's right, Jacko. So we've got Nia playing on the right hand side of the screen, Finley on the left. We got Nia playing Walls and Finley playing Monofire Yang.
Monofire Yang. Which Yang is that then?
Not Yang, sorry, Fang.
Fang. I was going to say, I was like, what?
I got monks on the brain, sorry.
Yeah,
That's what it
you've
is.
always got monks on the brain.
Yeah, my
always
bad.
got
It's
monks
the only
on
time
the
I do
brain.
well is when I play monks.
Cool, so we're just waiting for Finley to arrive at the table, so I think round time is going to be going live in 19 seconds exactly, but I think we should have plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, in the meantime, guys, we're on 19 players tonight, possibly 5 rounds, not entirely sure. It kind of depends whether someone goes, sort of XO on their own. So
Yeah, exactly. I think what will happen is at end of round 4, I believe we'll have someone who will be paired down, and that individual, if they lose, means we only have 4 rounds. If they win, we probably go into around 5. So still waiting on Finley to get to the table. So we'll do a bit of a preamble. Fish has run off quickly to try and sort out some power supply issues. But in the meantime, we can have a brief chat. If you haven't seen, guys, don't go too far. But if you've got your phone handy, get on the Facebook. Check out the Final Fantasy TCG website. Card of the week. We've got a new spoiler, a new Yuna. Another legend Yuna. Great card. If you haven't seen it already, very summon focused, as all Yunas are, with a bit of a draw engine. Feel like it, if you haven't seen it already, definitely check it out. If you haven't seen it, it's a card that's giving you card draw when you're casting your summons. Had to be cool card name Yuna. I know it's a legend, but had to be cool card name Yuna. That card
Busted.
would be busted with backup Yuna. So I mean, we're 2 minutes in. Nia is 3 minutes away from a free win. No, I'm joking. We're not that strict here.
I don't know. Call the judges. Let's find out.
Mate, we're the judges. So
Judge, let's go.
call the judge. Not for me.
Get me the gavel.
Give me the camera.
Yeah, I'm loving the look of that unit. I think it might replace the backup. It could be.
I think it definitely could replace the backup. Taylor is spot on. Summoner deck is popping off with that Yuna. Really a deck gobbling it up. So much value that's going to be offering you. The suspense is killing us, guys. Waiting for this round.
So you can feel it in the air. It's almost puffing.
The tension is bubbling away nicely.
You can even see Nia just chomping at the bit there.
She's ready to go.
Yeah.
She's ready to go. She just wants to be playing the walls, slapping down some cards, doing some damage.
Yeah, it's a nice deck as well. A lot of EX bursts, a lot of Summer Recursion. It's hey, even the 4-drop wall.
Yeah.
Bit of haste, bit of brave, bit of everything.
If in doubt, shuffle your deck. If you're bored. Now, Nia is one of our newer players, but yeah, already getting that TCG player itch that when you're nervous, you get shuffling, getting that feel, that comfort of feeling cards in your hand.
And when in doubt, buy packs. That seems to be everyone's motto.
Dangerous game. Dangerous game.
Not saying like TCGs are like crack or nothing, but I'm getting the itch.
Yeah, I've got the shakes. I've got withdrawal. I haven't opened a pack in 3 weeks, man.
I'm waiting for that new set. I'm going to be buying boxes large.
Yeah, exciting new set coming along. Trying to think, we're in the thick of spoiler season. Lots of new cards coming up. Hopefully we'll have a spoiler of our own to give you guys. It's all kept very shush and under wraps, but we'd love to be able to bring you guys a spoiler at some point in the future.
I mean, if not, we don't mind talking about spoilers everyone else has seen, because they are just great.
They're awesome. Nice to see that the warp mechanic is going strong still. I think there's a new water character that has a warp cost of 0 CP, which is awesome to see, because that's a card you can just chuck in whatever deck you want.
There's already been talk about it going with the new or the van from this set as well, so more draw, more choosing of what you have on the top of your deck. It's just lovely.
So getting ready to go now. Finn is on his way to the table, so apologies for the delays. You've had to put up with the ramblings of Fish and I, musings about spoilers, but we're hopefully going to get the game underway shortly.
Not saying that the person last at the table should be the first to lose, but...
And you know what, he's in the nick of time as well. The 5 minute hasn't gone, so you know what, that is just prime.
This is where we see Nia just punish the insolence for showing up late to her game.
Is it mind games? Is it mind games?
She's going to destroy. Tell him.
Alrighty, so they've done the roll off screen, so we'll see who has the play. So both wrapping some beautiful purple sleeves.
Favourite colour, I bet.
Colour of royalty. That's why it's your favourite colour.
Mate.
You are a king, Fish.
King amongst men, the pair of us, mate. That's what it is.
Absolutely. That's why we're here, lording over people. Our
Thinking we're better than everyone.
Our divine judgment. Too good to play the cards. We just dictate them.
So Finley on the play here.
So get rid of a Brynhilde, putting down the 1 CP fire backup Machinist. This is part of those run of backups that 1 CP have an additional action ability where you can pay 1 CP of the same colour, get rid of it from your hand to discard. Nice to cycle. Nia paying 4 for the Sildra, going searching. I'm assuming she probably has a Sarah in hand already.
Exactly, yeah. You wouldn't ditch one just to go finding another, so... I stand corrected.
Yeah, shows what you know.
Yeah, I know, right? But you got to think this. Okay, so she's going for a colour fixing early. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's a very nice card to search in this War of Light deck, because you can... Sildra, normally, historically, only searching new water characters, very rarely searching new Cat 5 backups outside of the crystal generators, which she may be running, she may not be. I don't know if it fits in the War of Light deck. So Sarah coming down, probably searching a Princess Sarah.
Yeah, definitely, and I believe she'll tend to go with wind in this instance for the wall at the later stage.
Okay, yeah. So that makes sense. So you get the wind, you've then got the Moogle in hand, which is going to be your fire, so you're just an Earth CP away. You can probably pass here. I don't think you need to extend to play the Moogle, because you'll know you're playing the Princess Sarah next turn, so it's as efficient to play it next turn as this turn. So Muti coming down.
Usually pretty good against anything tends to be water, because if any element's going to be reducing the damage or wanting to get you your summons back, it's
yeah. So
do you go? Because I'm not sure if Finley. Okay, so yeah, go straight for the amateur.
Yeah, I think it's nice. It's such a threat as well. Dictating to your opponent. I've got the Amat. If you try and do any shenanigans, a great target is that new Refia, the Water 1, that at the start of your attack phase lets you activate all your Warrior of Lights. Very potent card. I was going to say, Finn must have some nice backups in hand, because he discarded a Zaz, which would have been a very nice on-curved play off the 2 backups he had on field at the time, so I assumed he had another backup in hand, which he does, has the Kuchas ball. There's that Princess Sarah coming down. We don't know what she's called, but as Fish quite rightly pointed out, we suspect it's probably wind. And maybe see Moogle coming down here as well. What do you think, Fish?
I would. You tend to think that water wants to ramp pretty quickly. I think she's just checking to see what she's already discarded. I think she may have a second arc in hand. And yes, Taylor, you could Amaterasu the choosing of Princess Sarah's thing. God knows why you'd actually want to, unless you're just a mad lad.
I think it's not a terrible play if you can do it efficiently, but Finley would be discarding his whole hand. He potentially might not even have enough cards in hand. I think he's got 3, so he would have enough cards in hand, but yeah, you don't.
So I was playing Nia in the pre-rounds, and if I'm honest, stopping her getting that colour fixing to stop her playing Wall wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, but...
Okay, Kusith coming down here, looking to get back the arc. Yeah. Okay. She's probably trying to colour fix here, so she can play the arc next turn on curve and try and dig out for the extra colours. This is the thing with War of Light decks, is you are very multicoloured, so sometimes it can be difficult to get set up, but once you're set up, you're laughing. Okay, so then that Moogle comes down, so you've got 3 of your 4 Exodia elements online. So let's see what Finney's got here.
You know his hand is pretty stacked. He knows he's got, we know he's got the Amaterasu later. He's just...
Yeah, there's that Machinist coming down. Nice.
Just curving like an absolute pro right now.
Yeah, you love to see that. Vanille, getting rid of Vanille to play Vanille.
Gonna get his Fang, I would assume.
Interesting getting rid of the Vanille. Obviously, he doesn't want the S effect in hand. So this is this new Fang. This is a great card that lets you... I think when you cast summons, she gets the additional text of activating and dealing double damage, I believe. Our editor-in-chief will be magically making that card appear on the right of your screens.
Only for YouTube only.
For YouTube only. For the select few that have been privileged enough to like and subscribe. That's right. Like and subscribe.
And if Jacko told you to, you gotta do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying like and subscribe really close into the mic as a subliminal messaging.
Sultry tones right into the ear holes.
Should we ASMR? Like and subscribe. Okay, so enough of that shenanigans. We've gone mental from the mullings over in the preamble. The anticipation is the game not getting going early has just got us hyped.
Yeah.
So
here comes the Ark and the Faris.
What a great combo card for this deck. If you've got War Lights on board, this Faris coming down is just going to be picking apart your opponent's stuff.
Now, if I remember correctly, it takes 1,000 damage, and then it can sort of dish out 3, but it also applies to other Warriors of Light, right?
Absolutely. So I wonder if we've got anything else to do with this. It looks like she's got an odd costed play lined up. Do we see the Faris coming down? We do see the Faris coming down. So this Faris, when she enters the field, will do 1k to all forwards. And when she does, that's to everything, including herself, I believe.
That's right, yep.
When she does that, a second auto ability, it goes on the stack from the Warrior of Lights, taking 1k, so that would be the Faris and the Ark in this situation. She gets to do a double 3k ping, so it is going to do 7k to the Vanille.
Is the Amaterasu coming here?
I think the Amaterasu is probably coming down here. You don't want that Faris hanging around. You need to nip this in the bud right now. Yeah, getting rid of the effort. There's the Amat, as predicted.
So you've probably got to do it on one of the 3k.
You do it on the 1k, right?
Oh yeah,
you do it on the 1k at the start. And then he just nips the whole thing in the bud nice and early.
And also for the guys asking for ASMR from me, that's a paid thing. You gotta cough up.
You gotta like and subscribe first.
What my colleague said. Definitely
if we can get to 500 subscribers by the end of this stream, Fish will ASMR whatever chat asks him to. Yeah. So you can put anything in chat and Fish will ASMR it for you.
Give me the whole script. I'll read it all.
So get sharing. That is I've got it in writing. I've got it in blood packed with Fish right now. If we can get to 500 subscribers, he will do that for us. Okay, so first damage coming in. It's a Moogle backup. We don't mind seeing that ghost damage. We've already got one on board. Terror coming down. I missed that. He grabbed it really quickly. It was the Bahamut or the Ifrit he grabbed?
I think it was the Bahamut.
No, I think the Bahamut is still in the breakdown. I think he grabbed the Ifrit, the one that when you cast a fire forward, it reduces the cost of the summon to 0. Does 7k. With Terror, that is going to be
the one you misplayed against me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Moving on swiftly. Let's see what Nia's got here. Looking like she's getting 3 prepped. A Tyro would be ideal. Maybe a Shantoto.
Yeah,
There's the Tyro.
So, do we get the Warrior of Light here, or does she already have it?
I think you either get the Warrior of Light.
So next turn, Finley knows they're on the clock here because it's going to be very hard to deal with that Warrior of Light.
Absolutely, that Warrior of Light coming down. If you've got a Refia as well to combo with it.
I am saying it, again, guys, if you want to buy me an Opus 20 box, I'm absolutely keen for that. Feel free. I'll even open it on stream for you. How about that? We'll do ASMR pack openings.
Coming in, hitting another Ifrit. So no EX burst on that Ifrit. No Finn has got one in hand. So had the draw. Looks like a selfie. I think that's a 3 CP, a backup that searches a seed candidate. I'm assuming the target for that would be Squall, but regardless of that, here comes the Fang that we knew Finn had. This is going to be coming in. It has haste. Choosing not to... Okay, no, he is. I was going to say, on the stack, so the Fang attack on the stack, because the Fang has entered the field this turn, the Ifrit costs nothing. The Fang now goes through, and now it's going to deal double damage.
Oof, this is going to be nasty. And they happen at the exact same time, so this...
Another Moogle, and then a Mist Dragon. So, Vanille coming in, puts you at 4. There's that Refia. Oh, that would have been a nice draw for Nia. That Refia could have been a really good thing to follow up. Oh, and it's a Dan Finn hit with the big hits on damage. No EX burst for Nia. She cannot bio break here, but
can the Warrior of Light turn this around? That's the question.
So the Warrior of Light comes down, you're going to get the reactivation and you're going to get the draw. A Refia would have been an ideal thing to get, but I do believe the Refia's main payload effect of dulling 4 Warrior of Lights to send a forward back into the deck is going to be a bit of a stretch away here because she has no Warrior of Lights as it stands. So,
and you got to think, getting all that extra damage coming at you from just multiple sources on Finley's side of the field. So it looks like she's not going to be playing.
Maybe a Shantoto here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or is this a Fasoya? No, it's Shantoto.
There we go.
Shantoto.
I mean...
Oh, he's going to ammo. Yeah, you have to.
Oh, yeah.
And then
that's devastating.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping Nia was going to punish him for being late, but...
and I'm pretty sure we didn't know he had that amount as well. I'm pretty sure the other copy is in Breakdown still. So
because that's when he got the Ifrit back. So
cruel plays from Finley here.
So I'm not sure what the experts that Nia is running.
I think Finn has drawn Heian as well. Oh yes.
This is just overkill though, right?
Yeah, this is massive overkill.
But overkill is underrated, so it's fine.
Overkill is underrated. I like that. Right. I don't think there's any EX burst that can save Nia here.
I mean, not unless she gets the EX burst that says just kill your opponent dead. I think we're pretty much seeing the end of this game. Yeah. Cool. 2 really cool decks though to play on stream. Looking forward to getting Finley's views on this. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is all she wrote. No EX burst for just the pure disrespect. Turns up late and then wins a day.
Yeah, I know. All those mind games obviously coming in trumps.
We were really hoping you were going to win that one here. Big shout out from us, but...
shout out to Finley as well. He played it well.
Oh, absolutely.
Alrighty, we're going to go back to be right back. Let's see if Finley wants to come on, give us a chat and break down that game. So stay tuned. Back with you shortly. So, guys, we are back. We have Finn with us, fresh off the round 2 win. Talk us through that game. What a great watch.
So, yeah, it was very one-sided. I think, unfortunately, Nia had that slow start,
Sure.
didn't hit any EX bursts, and I just managed to get him with the Fang and the Ifrit.
Yeah, what a cool day. Love seeing those cards. That Fang is really nice. Getting that double damage was beautiful.
Yeah, the deck's got a lot of double damage in it, so you didn't see any aces there, but I've got Ace and Heian and Fang, so it's just a matter of play a bunch of Bathmuts, a bunch of damage-based removal,
And then the win just comes out of nowhere. I mean, it was coming for a while in that game, but
Yeah,
for sure out of
absolutely.
nowhere with the Fang and that Heian as well. When you drew the Heian at the end, that was just salt in the wound. Just,
Yeah, it was. It was like
I've got 1,000,000 points of damage I could do to you this turn.
I think absolutely.
Yeah, it was good. And I think there's been a lot of debate, I think, about Amaterasu, which kind of was really good, then people kind of got off it again. I think it is really good again. Definitely showed its worth just then. Nipping that Faris in the bud just off the bat, like just not letting that, because the longer that stays on the field, the value it gets is just...
Yeah, and just like still keeping the Vanille around to chip in more more damage and try and close the door as quickly as possible. I just thought it was worth it. I could have maybe tried to keep more CP in hand.
Sure.
And I considered it, but then I was like, no, I think I'll just get rid of this now. I think
And then the Terror came down, and I think you had the Amma in breakdown, and you grabbed the Ifrit, I think, to pile it and with the Fang on the subsequent turn. Yeah. And then but we were saying, I was like, oh, Shantoti may come down here, and then you just drew
that was so fortunate for me. That was me going from hedging my bets to just being completely lucky. Yeah.
Oh, no, you ride your luck. You absolutely ride your luck. That's why we play the game. And the luck is putting the card in the deck in the first place for you to draw it. If the card's not in the deck, you don't draw it. Get rid of all the luck, right? So
And then it's kind of like, because I had a lot of backups at that point, if I hadn't drawn the Amaterasu and the Shantoto resolved, then I'd have just been slamming a Heian the next turn anyway. And I think Nia said that they had two Warrior of Lights in hand, obviously really good, but I'd have just been in with 2 more damage before they had the chance to do that anyway. I think I had a strong start, put off playing the Fang for like a turn, just to make sure that I could get
the effect on it.
And then it just worked out, and Nia's slow start versus my double damage Fang was just a bit of a game changer.
And you punished it. The deck is cool. I really enjoyed watching the stream. What are you worried about? Anything you're worried about seeing in the subsequent rounds tonight?
So for Mono Fire, I think playing against Mono Water's rough. The damage protection from Madame Adele with Soirees can be rough.
Yeah.
I've considered putting a third Coup Chastel backup in here just because the deck is it's entirely damage. If I can't deal damage, my entire game plan just falls over. And there are certainly 1 or 2 cards in the game that will just play one card and it rinses a deck like this. There's nothing it can do, and that's the risk.
And with the card pool being so wide, but that age-old thing that Mono Water still getting the better of Mono Fire, but hopefully miss it tonight. Maybe we'll see you in for the final round. That would be cool.
Fingers crossed there.
Love the day. Love having you on. Chat. We're going to go back to Be Right Back, and we'll be with you shortly for round 3. Catch you soon. Alrighty guys, we are back bringing you round 3 tonight. Fish, talk us through the matchup. What have we got lined up for us?
This one could be exciting. We've got 7-colour Gilgamesh versus Retainers. Josh on the right, Gareth on the left with the Gilgamesh. I love this deck.
I love this deck, man. I've been waiting to get Gareth on stream. You guys are in for a treat. Hopefully the deck can kick off. Gareth has been playing Gilgamesh, the Brave Exvius one, since that card got released. For those uninitiated, we'll get the powers of the to make the card appear on your screen on the right. This is the 3 CP Ice Forward 7k, but is looking for as many different colours in your Brave Zone as possible.
And to supplement that, usually with a bit of Neo X stuff, I can't remember what Gareth plays on the light side of things, but
he doesn't.
No, does he not?
Because you don't need. You need the 7 is you need
true.
1, and he runs dark. And what he's done now is he's cut the Neo Exa. He actually runs the Golbez. This is the starter deck Golbez. It's 6 CP, but you can pay 4 CP to do it, cast it as basically as a summon. So that's his way of getting it into the break zone.
That's very true.
It's very tasty, very clever little play from our boy Gareth there.
Well, we know that Josh obviously will have the Earth element there. Will he have Mist Dragons to protect him from the deck? That's going to be the question.
This is going to be the key thing, is Josh running Mist Dragon? Because that's the thing that is going to be his bane. So
let's not bring up Golbez Archfiends. Get out of here.
Who's running Golbez? Who's running Golbez Archfiends? Don't taint the deck.
So there we go. Gareth already with 2 elements in break zone, with his fire and lightning covered.
Yeah, is that Aldor Emperor?
Yeah, Aldor
So he's
Emperor.
already got 2. I think he's just used a dice there to
he's
keep track of how many different things. So he's already got 2 elements in break zone, and he's already got 2 elements available through his backups. He's got the lightning Moogle there.
Yeah.
That's the one that taps for water CP, I think. Question mark. So Josh, not the ideal start there, having to discard the Ignis to play Prompto and pass. So not running. Hey, Jenny is tuning in the chat. Jenny, thanks for joining us. Yeah, you gotta love Gareth decks, man. Right, what have we got, Gareth?
I'm assuming at some point we're going to see the good King Moogle. Whether he has that in hand yet.
Yeah. I feel like it looks like he's getting ready to pay. Most of what I believe Gareth runs, especially his backups, are all 2 CP, so I'm not sure he's got a odd costed backup to play here, so can't utilise that Moogle right now.
This is a lot of extra math that Gareth's got to do, because not only has he got to get his colour fixings on board, he's got to get his colour fixings in break.
I can see it. It's like Rain Man looking over there now. I can see it in his eyes.
Almost see the Matrix from here.
Yeah, he is locked in.
Oh man, you're also getting called out in the chat. People don't know who you are.
I don't know who I am sometimes.
I know who you are. Man. You're my commentating consigliere.
I got described by... This is my favourite thing. McAvoy described me as a legacy card the other week. And honestly, I've been thinking about that insult ever since.
If you're a legacy card, I'm probably a common at best.
Mate, I'm just that guy that reminds people of a time gone by. Okay, art coming down.
Let's go. 1 Gilgamesh going. There's a lot of colour fixing there for Gareth, though, with a couple of those Moogles.
But he can't get the ice cards. So we can't get the Gilgamesh, which is not ideal. Looks like he's getting the water Moogle there. This is the one that taps for fire. This is quite nice because if he hasn't got the water in hand, he can tap that Moogle backup he's already got down, tap it, and then he's got 3 elements. He'll have fire, he'll have water, and he'll have lightning.
And the joys of Gareth's deck is that you don't really have to worry about overpaying. You want that stuff in that break zone.
Absolutely. So I think his count is at 3 elements, so he must have discarded wind to play arc, and we know he's already got lightning and fire in there. I didn't see if it was a dual coloured wind card that he discarded. If so, he's got loads of elements in there. Looking at the corner of it, I think it's a dual colour, but I think it may be the 2 CP wind lightning forward. Okay, so
is that the Gilgamesh?
I think a Sanctuary Keeper.
Wow,
Sanctuary Keeper's back.
Okay.
Jenny, Gareth is here, repping that Sanctuary Keeper. You're the expert for us. I think that is Sanctuary Keeper, though. This is the one that on both players' attack phase, as we learnt last week.
Yeah, choose 1 forward, not mandatory. Activator, 2k.
It is mandatory.
It is not, yeah. Man, I can't talk. I'm out.
Yeah, Dale, I think you're right. I think it is the Warrior of Light, the 4-colour one. If that is the case, he is at 4 different colours? 5. Because he's got lightning and the 4 elements of Warrior of Light.
I'm glad you can count.
Yeah, I can't count much higher than 5 though. I've only got 5 fingers on one hand. Okay, so...
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, just building backups. Tentative. Gareth discarding that Moogle that he grabbed for the Sanctuary Keeper. So I wonder if he's obviously happy that he doesn't need the backup, which is, I guess, fine. I think Gareth is he doesn't want to play his Moogles out too soon. He wants to play Good King Moogle Mog first, so that when he flips the Moogles, he can play them onto the field.
He wants all of that value.
Because I think he is still playing Good King Moogle Mog, and but outside of that, all the Moogles he's playing are backups. So once he gets the 5 backups, that Good King Moogle Mog is doing nothing. So for the uninitiated, Good King Moogle Mog is a 4 CP, 7k forward, that at the end of your turn, you reveal, I believe, the top 2 cards, and you play 1 job Moogle of cost 3 or less from them onto the field.
Gareth do love his Moogles.
That man loves Moogles.
Pretty sure previous conversations with Gareth as well also said he might be playing the Sarah as well to flip top 5 and play one like that too. So
I heard Gareth loves Moogles so much he has Moogle bedsheets at home
and socks.
Oh, lovely hit! 5 CP Yuffie going into damage.
You hate to see that one.
Unless you're Gareth, then you love to see it.
Of course. But now who's not being impartial? Just saying.
I didn't say. I said if you're Gareth, not if you're Jacko.
Jacko loves it too, though.
Jacko does love it. Anything on damage, I love. I love seeing good cards go damage. I love seeing EX bursts go damage.
Hopefully, I can react to him and not be bringing up cards like last time. This is not Titan when Jenny was playing last week.
Oh, no. And we missed the Elvis call last week as well.
No, you missed the Elvis call last week.
Yeah,
there was nothing to do with me.
Don't drag me down.
I tried. I poked you with a little stick.
Anyway, we're getting diverted here. We're getting a bit too excited. Again, big shock. So, Josh, I think he can't do much with his prompter now with Sanctuary Keeper on the board. I think he just needs to go backups now.
Yeah, build up. You got time. You're only on damage 1.
I think he's got the 5 CP Ignis forward there as his top card.
No one wants me screaming, and blowing out the mic. Let's not go that far. But I will try and react as best I can.
Yeah. We want to be careful though, because unlike the Materia Cup where Fish and I were bouncing off the walls, we're in a different room. Whereas here we are in the same room. We are within eye line of the guys on the stream, so we're trying to keep it as mellow as possible. So having a lot of hard to think here, Josh. He's got what I believe is the Ignis, so he may be thinking about whether he can play this down. Maybe search a Noctis. And so maybe try and get the Noctis. It'd be nice if you get the Noctis so that you can go Noctis Gladiolus and try and kill the Ark before he gets a chance to have the buff by the Sanctuary Keeper. Exactly. I don't think you're going to have enough cards in hand, so he's paying 5. Okay, so he's got Cecil. Yep. So Cecil's going to come down. It's going to play a 4 CP or less character. Looks like he's playing a backup, playing Regis, searching for a Cat 15 character.
Gotta think Noctis at this point.
Gotta be Noctis. You're at 2 backups. You're at both elements. Noctis is a really nice on-curve play next turn. This could be a good way for Josh to get back in.
Probably just a pass here. I don't think the Prompto can attack into the obviously reactivating 9k arc unless he's lulled into that false sense of security.
So thinking long and hard. I don't think he's got enough to do anything else. He's just got the 2 cards. One is Noctis. I'm not sure what the other one might be. Going to attack phase. Sanctuary Keeper getting that activation, buffing Arc by 2k.
There we go, and there's the pass.
And then Josh being like, you know what?
Understandable.
Yep.
I don't want to crash with that Arc.
Yeah, absolutely. Okie dokie, Gareth. What have you got for us?
Come on, let's see some Moogles. We all know you got them.
We're at 5 different colours, so if we can get a Gilgamesh down, we won't be getting the 3 attacks per turn. But we will be getting the haste and I believe 1 dull freeze on attack.
But is Gareth going to be able to do that and pay the 2 if he ever targets anything, obviously with Cecil on the board?
Yeah. I think the ideal thing here for Gareth, I think, is just to try and get back. Yeah, I was going to try and get backups down. So this is one of the other Moogles he's running. This is the one this is the Moogle that is from Brave Exvius, and it's the tutor for Brave Exvius cards, so it allows him to search out the main boy of his deck, Gilgamesh. Now he puts him at 2 live backups. He's bang. This is exactly what we were wanting from Gareth.
Yeah, you said this earlier. This is exactly what he wants. There it goes. And I think that's all 7 now, right?
So
there's 4.
it's 7.
5, 6.
I think Gareth has rushed things a bit here, in that I think he's cast the Golbez, but it's been the effect. He's allowed the effect to fizzle because he hasn't wanted to pay the 2 CP for the Cecil. So the Golbez has then fizzled, but has gone into break zone, and then he's playing the Gilgamesh, but it's leaving him empty-handed. So the Gilgamesh can attack 3 times this turn, but he can't.
No, he's gotta pay 2 or it cancels.
I'm gonna go run over.
Right, Jacko skates are on, folks. So we're just gonna say that because unless Gareth pays 2 here, that doesn't dull. Yeah, there we go. Luckily, we didn't get too far into, obviously damages and things like that. Looks like a potential block from Josh on the other side. Bit of discussion. Jacko's still hanging over the table. There's Jacko's hand. What a lovely hand.
So we're just clarifying that. So because it is a compulsory trigger, the Gilgamesh, regardless of the fact that it gets cancelled, it is a compulsory target, so he does have to target. I still think it's not a bad play because we've got to remember that he's got the Sanctuary Keeper, so that Gilgamesh is getting a buff by 2k, so I believe he's in 10k, because I think he gets 1k and he gets first strike. So Gilgamesh is going to be slapping him 3 times here. 1, 2, and I believe he blocked one of them with the Prompto. So 2 damage going in, no EX bursts, but a nice Zidane. So let's see if Josh can get himself back in the game here. He needs an answer for this Gilgamesh, and he needs it now.
Absolutely. And Taylor, again, if you're getting the itch to play, should have just been you.
Yeah. So I think Josh has got to be going Noctis Gladiolus this turn to deal with that Gilgamesh.
Has he got the CP for it though?
Yeah, trying to get in early so that the Sanctuary Keeper doesn't get the buff. Arc also not buffing, so Arc you need to have 4 different elements amongst 4 you control to do a blanket 2k to your board. So Josh having a longer hard think here. He needs to make sure he plans this carefully, because with that Gilgamesh on board, any misplays or slip-ups and you could very easily be dead next turn.
I mean, he's already effectively staring down lethal if Gareth gets rid of that Cecil, so
I think we've definitely got the Noctis. I think, is that a 4CP Zidane? It is a 4CP Zidane, so that's going to play the Noctis. So we're going to search Gladiolus, I imagine, because that's the only thing that's going to be big enough, I believe, to do. It's your most cheap and efficient play. You just got to hope that he's got Earth CP left in his hand to be able to pay for it. So this is a Gladiolus that costs 4 CP, but reduced by 2 if you control Noctis. He is a 9k, I believe, and then when he does damage to a forward, the damage is increased by 2k. So built to combo with this Noctis, both coming in the same package in that starter deck that came out a few sets ago. So I think we've got the Earth. Is that Earth Moogle? One of our cards, I believe, is an Ignis or a Prompto. I think Gladiolus, and there's an Earth card, I believe, at the back. I can't make out what it is. We're going to probably see it now. It was a Toto. It was a Toto. But you don't need to Toto here, because Gladiolus is going to do that, and he's going to trigger, and he's going to target this Gilgamesh. Man, Retainer's putting in serious work on stream today. Second time we've seen this Noctis be the turning linchpin in the sway of a game, because I think that Noctis in one fell swoop is just turned that game around in Josh's favour.
The problem is Josh still can't attack here. The arc is still going to be bigger than pretty much anything on the board.
Yeah, and then you see it. He can't do much about it. So this Sanctuary Keeper actually putting in some serious work for Gareth, because Gareth just needs to basically buy time until he draws another Gilgamesh, and if he can, then
he's got all the time in the world here. Even just playing backups would still be fine at this point. Secure your resources.
Yeah, it depends what he's drawing. The problem with Gareth right now is that he's in top deck mode in what is a multicoloured deck and only has access to 3 elements from his backups, so he's then reliant on drawing ICP as well as the Gilgamesh if he wants to then play it.
You got to think if discarding those Mughals early to get the Gilgamesh online was the right choice.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit excited. I think he forgot about the Cecil triggers.
We shouldn't have picked him up before the game. He just wanted to show us Gilgamesh, guys. That was the
I
problem.
know. I hyped him up massively. I was like, Gareth, show me Gilgamesh. It needs to be popping off. And it did. But Josh having just the right answer in response to it.
Exactly. This is still anyone's game, so...
So Gareth thinking long and hard here. We will see how things pan out. I think he's... I can't see what he's got in his hand. You've got to assume he's got something he could potentially play. Otherwise, he hasn't just done a draw and pass. So he's potentially got something to play. I wonder if he's got another Moogle backup that he could put down, and he's probably weighing up the decision of do I put down another backup or do I try and stockpile cards in hand to give me an explosive turn later.
You've got to think though, if it's the wrong element Moogle, is whether he wants to obviously overpay for it as well, which could be an issue. Real edge of the seat here.
Yeah, absolutely. Some really cool decks on stream there today. Really nice seeing some more left field stuff. Let's try to step away from those ice wind mirrors that we had last week. As riveting as those ice wind mirrors are. Nice to see some cool different decks on stream. Having a bit of a chat here, probably just talking through some maths, talking through who is what power, just so we don't accidentally run into something we're not expecting to. So it looks like Gareth has got a play. Let's see what comes down. It looks like maybe he's got some form of forward that he can put down. Oh, he's got the Vein.
Wow.
So he's playing the Vein onto the field. So this is the card that he can sack 2 active backups. If he does this, he reduces the cost of Vein by 4 CP for everyone that he gets rid of. Vein is an 8 CP, making him able to play Vein for 0 CP. It's got a blanket field effect. It's buffing all Gareth stuff by 2k, reducing all Josh's by 2k. It is not a targetable auto ability, so Cecil is doing nada in response to this. This means that this arc is going to be coming in at a cool 11k, and Josh has got nothing bigger than 7k to block with. So arc coming in.
Yeah, and I believe we also saw a Billy Bob in Gareth's hand there as well, so he didn't want to use that. Yeah, I believe so, and he didn't want to use it obviously to pay the 2 CP for any tagged in that might be there.
Well, yeah, I get there's no targeting though, right? The only target is Sanctuary Keeper, and that's his own forward, so Cecil doing nothing.
Ooh.
And he's throwing the Cecil under the bus. Yep. I probably would have been happy just taking a point of damage there.
Yeah, you can easily go to 4 here. Now that your opponent opposite you has no backups.
That Vein is... We talk about pivotal moments in the game, the Noctis being one for Josh. That Vein is actually probably the same thing, but in Gareth's favour, because now, whenever Josh plays a forward, trying to combo off the Noctis, that forward is going to enter, because it's a field effect, it's going to enter with 2k less power. So that forward is going to need to be massive. It's going to be big enough to try and kill anything. And this is what we're going to see. Promptus coming down here. So I think he's a 5k. Gets buffed by 3k if you control a Noctis, I believe. Which he does. So it is an 8k and it has haste, but will be reduced by 2. So it's only going to be 6k. So it's not going to be enough to kill any of Gareth's stuff here.
I think putting in some serious work. Who would have thought?
Yeah, but because he's at damage 3, he gets the second enter effect from the prompter, which is he can search for a, I believe a job retainer.
Just
so
job retainer.
I think it's job retainer. No, sorry, I'm corrected. It specifies any one of Ignis, Gladiolus, Noctis. So he searched, obviously the one that he's missing, he's grabbed the Ignis.
So there's some extra damage coming down here.
Just going to quickly get that Noctis up. Get up for me, because I think he's saying the Noctis, he's targeting the He's using the Ignis on the Noctis. Just open up that Noctis for me. Yeah, it's an only once per turn trigger, so it's not going to... Gareth probably informing him of that. So I think he was maybe hoping that the Ignis would trigger off the...
Probably a good thing it only triggers once per turn. No one wants to deal with that.
Unless he's putting it down just to get the effect of Prompter. So Prompter has an additional effect. If you have all 3 of the other Chocobros from FF15, when it attacks you can draw 2 cards. So this game still finally poised. That Vein, what a nice draw for Gareth. What a sick card to see play as well.
Very precarious position he's putting himself in though, no backups. The Sanctuary Keeper doing a lot of work here as well.
Yeah, Josh empty-handed though, so put all his cards on the table. This game, this one's tough to call, because...
And again, you got to feel like because of the Vein now, it's even more unlikely that Josh attacks here.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially that Sanctuary Keeper, and I do believe that Josh has no answer for that Sanctuary Keeper. I feel like we've reverted into a bit of a stalemate with that in mind. So we're probably now waiting on, can Josh draw into a Shantoto, if he can get enough cards in hand, or can Gareth draw into a Gilgamesh?
You've got to think that maybe that Shantato that Josh got rid of earlier, maybe he should have just, if he was just going to chump block with the Cecil anyway, maybe playing it was the right choice.
I think hindsight is a wonderful thing, because I actually remember thinking at the time that at that point in the game he did not need the Shantoto, because Gareth had 2 forwards on board, Josh was putting down his 3rd forward on board, and it was removing one of Gareth's, so you're swinging it in favour of 3 forwards to 1 in your favour. So in that case you don't want to be doing Shantoto because you're already 2 forwards ahead of your opponent. So you're right, it's such a difficult decision with Shantoto, because often it sits in your hand for ages because you just want to leave it there. You don't want to get rid of it. You're holding it there for any times that you might need it later. But like you said, they're both running on very few backups, so it's really hard to stockpile that Shantoto with it doing nothing in your hand.
I think with the board that Josh has set here, if he can just find an answer for the Vein, he's sitting pretty, because he's got a wide board. Gareth's less likely to be able to have anything that's going to board wipe anyway because of the makeup of his deck. So he just needs to find an answer to the Vein.
Okay, so I think he's did he party attack?
I believe so.
I'm just going to get him to clarify why he took the damage, because I think he's...
Maybe he just doesn't want to lose the Vein to a block.
But I don't know why they've reactivated.
Jack goes off again, just checking with the table, just for the reactivation. Oh, so it looks like it might be something to do with the Ignis here. Okay, yeah, so the Ignis gives the, when an Ignis or a card named Noctis you control attacks, activate all characters you control. So that's probably what we're getting here.
Yeah, so it's faster than all the stacks, but still this thing says I can't be targeted. That transcends everything. I can't be targeted, I can't be targeted, I can't be targeted.
This discussion is going on a lot longer than I was expecting. Jacko being very detailed here. And here comes Jacko. Skates are rolling. He's coming back. Got your answers, Jacko?
I do indeed, guys. So I'm just going to get some clarification from the players as to what went down there, because the point of damage went through and it looked like the Prompto and the Noctis attacked.
So I think it's off of the Ignis. So you got the reactivation if a card named Noctis or Ignis attacks. So that's probably how it's happened.
Yeah, well, so no, the thing that was missed was that Josh played the Prompto, but didn't do the Noctis trigger, and then obviously searched the Ignis, played the Ignis, and then did the Noctis trigger on the Ignis.
Right.
And so the confusion from Glathris and the why he didn't block was because he thought he'd taken damage from the Ignis. It ended up being irrelevant because the Prompto and the Ignis were both the same power. So the ordering actually made no difference because the Arc still takes 6k from the Noctis. The only thing that was missed was the draw 2 cards when Prompto attacks, because he had the Ignis and Gladiolus, and that is a compulsory trigger. So that's why I dived in to get him to draw the 2. So in the end, that was the only thing that was missed. Cool. You can't see it because of the horrendous glare, but it was a Warrior of Light, the 4 CP Warrior of Light that Gareth hit on damage, which is fine because you're not really playing that card right now.
Yeah, and again, he did have the Billy Bob in hand. He's played the Billy Bob now. Got back to Gilgamesh, I believe. So
perfect. Because now if you're Gareth, you're one ice draw away from getting that Gilgamesh down. We know it's online. If he can do that, he is threatening lethal, because you can start dull freezing all of these boys, and Ignis specifies when card name Ignis or Noctis attacks activate all characters. So that's what happened, is you did the party attack with the Prompto Noctis. So what you can do is you can dull freeze the Noctis and the Ignis, the things that are giving you the reactivation.
Exactly. It's yeah, so took another damage there. So Josh on 4 now. Vayne Soul Attacker.
Oh, Mist Dragon on damage! That is just what Josh needed as a response to that. Just as Gareth gets the Gilgamesh back into his hand, we see Mist Dragon come down on damage.
Yeah, brutal, because the thing is like, yes, Gareth's still reliant on getting some ICP to play the Gilgamesh.
Yeah. Looks like we've got a lot of win cards in hand for Josh as well. I think we've got a Chocolate, I think we've got a double Chocolate, I think we've got 2 CP Hero Yuffie, and so Chocolate's coming down, and probably the 2 CP Yuffie maybe coming down off his backups. I can't see what the other card in his hand is. I wonder if we start seeing more party attacks here.
Interesting if it is that Yuffie, you know.
I think it's probably in there as S fodder for the 5 CP Yuffie. So it looks like it's the 2 CP Hero Yuffie that if you control 3 or more Category 7 characters, she gains 2k power and haste, and when she attacks, deal 1k to all 4 your opponent controls. I think that is the card we saw in hand. I was assuming he was playing it because he's left his 2 backups open, choosing not to tap them for the Chocolate.
It's quite strange, because usually people running the 5 CP Yuffie usually run the 1 CP Yuffie.
So he's tapped the Chocobo.
Right.
So he's tapped the Chocobo, so I think to do its action effect. I think this is the one that about party attacking. So he can party attack with that Noctis Prompto, again getting that double draw. So he's used the Chocobo that taps it, means party forwards of any element can form parties. What that's allowed him to do is a tap with the Ignis and Gladiolus as a party as well, getting the same activation. It does state all characters, so I need to let him know that the Chocolate and Chocobo are online.
Yeah, it's quite, again, when we see the 5 CP Yuffie as well, you usually sometimes see the 1 CP Yuffie. You'd think that would be a great card for Josh here, rather than the 2 CP one. Just because most of what Gareth would have would not be able to block it. But yeah, there we go. So reactivated after Jacko skates come flying on. And there's the Gilgamesh who drew the ICP with a good King Moogle.
Yeah, let's go! Let's go!
This is dangerous for
what
Josh
a game.
here.
What a game on stream we've got here. I think he's only damage 3, sorry.
Hard to see with the glare there.
This game has been to and fro. This is awesome to see. drew the ICP. This Gilgamesh coming down now, getting 3 Dylan freezes. This could be the game swinging right back in Gareth's favour. I think he needs to make sure he double freezes the Noctis and the Gladiolus here, but he's probably got enough for lethal, right? I think Josh's probably doing the maths now. He needs to work. I think he probably needs to start. Okay, he's taken the damage. Gilgamesh is going to come in, going to dull and freeze. So that is also time on the round. So it's now turn 0 on Gareth's turn. If I'm honest, I think we're probably seeing the end of the game here as well. So he's going to take the other damage. So put him at 6. Gilgamesh swinging in for a 3rd damage. Dull and freeze. Probably the Noctis.
Yeah, you've got plenty of attackers here. You can go for it.
Yeah, hit the EX Burst Ignis, which is allowing him to search a Noctis. I'm assuming it's another copy of the same Noctis.
And there goes
Gilgamesh
the Noctis,
coming in. Dull freeze has to block. And then Arc coming in.
It. Oh, brutal.
Wow, what a game.
What a bit of ICP out of nowhere for Gareth there.
That was awesome to watch, man. What a to and fro. Kudos to both players. Really hard to predict which way that one was going to go. I love that fish. Don't know about you.
I love 7-colour Moogle Gilgamesh. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah. That is exactly why we wanted Gareth on stream, for moments like that. But fair play to Josh. He played that really well as well. So it is time on the round, but we're going to see if we can maybe squeeze Gareth in for an interview. It'd be great to get his thoughts. So stay tuned and hopefully we'll be back with you shortly. Guys, we are back. We've got the winner of round 3 of Thursday. Gareth, what a game, man. That was awesome to watch. Talk us through your thoughts coming out of that game.
I put that Gilgamesh together originally when Gilgamesh first hits, and when it goes off, it can be absolutely ridiculous. The amount of dual elements that have come out just makes it that much more reliable, because you don't really care what you've been.
Yeah.
And then you've got a couple of cards like the Vein, like the Arc, that aren't the multi-elements, and the Good King Moogle Mog as well. It's like all the backups
feed into that as well.
Like all the backups in that deck are the 2-cost multi-element Moogles and the 3-cost Moogle that searches the FFBE Gilgamesh.
Absolutely, and I think the unsung hero as well, and we saw it in the game, was the gold base, because historically I know you're playing a lot of other dark cards like Neo XF, but you're reliant on playing it and then seeing it hit the break zone. Being able to cast that gold base as a summon, getting it in break zone, getting it to 7 is so nice. Some pretty crucial moments in that game. We were just about to talk about it. We were going to talk about it on stream. I felt like there was some key moments. First, in Josh's favour, when that Noctis came down, because that was all of a sudden he's developing his board. It's the second time tonight we've seen that Noctis come down and pick apart boards where you develop your own. What was going through your head when the Noctis came down?
I was trying to think, what cards did I have in the deck at the time that could deal with it? So obviously the gold bears just break.
Yeah.
Gilgamesh Adulteries can help, but obviously you still Gilgamesh only being AK, you are worried about the board hit.
Sure. Yeah, and I guess you had limited resources at that point as well, because you had the 2 backups, but I think you were empty-handed because the turn before you got all in on that Gilgamesh. The Noctis comes down, it kills that Gilgamesh that you've just worked so hard to get up to scratch, and then you then draw the 2 cards. You see the Vein. You were there thinking for ages, so we were there like, he's definitely got something. That Vein being so clutch.
I was trying to work out, did I just essentially wipe my backups to play that Vein and hope that the power difference held the board long enough for me to draw into more?
Absolutely. And I think it was the right call, because it's a field effect. It's nullifying that Noctis, because that Noctis is what is going to be winning the game for Josh. So the Vein, I think you did 100% the right thing. You've got to just fully commit into that and just live and die by the sword.
The other thing, with the Arc in play, I was looking for any other double element.
Sure.
Because with 4 elements at the end, there's the last thing there, I had plus 4k to my board, minus 2 to yours, with the Spectral
Keeper as well. And that card, unsung hero as well for that game, because just putting in serious work. It just what it meant was it bought you time to draw the cards you needed, because you could you could see that Josh was building up. He always had at least probably like 2 or 3 forwards on board at any one time, but he just couldn't hack with anything because Sanchez Keeper was there, nullifying it, putting up a blocker that was too big for him to deal with.
Yeah, like I was a little bit worried about the 5-cost Earth card he had. It's not Gipple, is it?
Which one? The
Gladiolus, yeah. Because it does the extra 2k damage.
Yeah.
So it was always like playing up to 12k because it puts it out of its damage range then.
Nice.
But it's also why I wasn't attacking with the arc with it. But.
Sure. I mean, what a treat for everyone stream. We've been watching you run that deck for, it feels like the dawn of time. I've seen you been running Gilgamesh. So I'm so glad that we got to share everyone at home that deck in all its glory as well, mate. You did it justice. So thanks for coming on stream.
No problem.
That was awesome. Good luck in the rest of the rounds, guys.
Cheers.
Next round will be starting soon, guys. So we will be back with you shortly with round 4. Alright guys, we are back, round 4 with our Exos. As usual, we're going to go to my boy Fish, talk us through the matchup. What have we got?
So on our left, Paul McAvoy back on stream this week playing Bartz Boko, and we've got the Savage Sam from last week coming back with Lightning Wind Chaos Shenanigans.
Back for more blood.
Yeah.
Can Sam repeat his shenanigans from last week, where he crushed the hopes and dreams of one of our local boys? Is he going to do it the same thing again this week? Let's see.
Now, we don't necessarily know if this is the final round or not, so we've got one other EXO which is Reese, our winner from last week.
Looking to defend his title. So yeah, it depends. So if Reese loses, then this will be the final.
Yes, so here we go.
If not, we may well see Reese taking on the winner of this game in a final. Let's see.
The final.
The final to end all finals.
For this week.
So yeah, and then we go again next week.
Oh yeah. So, here we go.
So looks like Sam's on the play. So that's the draw. Let's see.
That's right, yeah. Paul is playing Bartz Boko. It'd be interesting to see if Sam will kill a poor little chocobo with an arc.
So
it'd be hilarious.
I wonder if Sam knows what he's playing against here. He's putting down the Seymour. I wonder if he thinks either he's going to put down a summon that he wants, or he's going to put us in the X-Burst. So
Paul doesn't tend to play Bartz Boko locally, so I don't think Sam knows what he's walking into whatsoever.
He may well have heard from, so obviously there's a lot of us here, lots of people wander around watching games. He may well have heard from one of the others or had a chat himself. So Sildra coming down, end of Sam's go, searching for some Cat 5 characters, getting that Bartz, probably getting the Boko as well. Oh, full art Bartz as well. My guy.
There's a Chocobo too. It's going to be real quick this if.
Yeah. So I think Sam has a good idea what's up against, because he's put that Chocobo on top, knowing it's going to be an EX burst, thinking he's going to be getting some hasty damage in. And then Paul's going to draw for turn. So I think he's got a...
Oh, he drew... Is that Bat he drew there as well?
I think he drew a Waltrill. And I think he's got a 4CP Sara backup. He's just going to put caution to the wind. He's going to get rid of his backups. And he's just going to go straight in on that Bartz Boko.
Let's go haste.
So he's going to do the party attack.
Search, get a one draw.
A Zezat would be really nice here, to have a look at Sam's hand and rip a card from it. So he's going to search for a 1CP thing and play it onto the field. I think Sam's maybe having a think about response. Boom, there it is. There's that Zezat we were talking about. This is a card that normally is a 1CP but increased by 1 per card in your opponent's hand if your opponent has 3 or more cards in hand.
Oh yeah, you've got to get rid of the chaos there.
Absolutely. Making Sam have to draw that chaos. Watch him flip the Chocobo, flip a chaos, show me the chaos.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's not there. It does see the cloud. Maybe it just takes the cloud, but it only kills one thing actually.
Yeah, this is the joys of Bartz Boko. It's all very cheap.
Yeah, he does take the cloud. Yeah, 1CPs have haste, so there's Zezat coming in as well, hitting a cloud in damage, passing over to Sam. So let's see if Sam's got any sort of response here.
Did he draw a chaos?
So I think we saw he had an Althea, I believe, an Arc, I can't remember the other card he had in his hand, and we know he's got a cloud as well. I think Paul ripped the chaos so quickly that I didn't have time to mentally picture all the cards in Sam's hand. He just saw the chaos and was like, "You've got chaos, you've got arc. That chaos needs to go now." Making that arc a dead card in Sam's hand.
And Sam has mentioned before that he can get swamped quite heavily with dark cards, so
yeah, so
trick of the deck, but.
Yeah, that was really nice coming down from Paul. And I'm surprised we don't see more Bartz Pocket, because I think it's got a really nice aggro game, giving everything haste, but having extra cards like Zezat that can calm down and take out your opponent's answers for aggro is so good.
Yeah, exactly that. And even if you then come up against the wall, playing one of the other Chocobos makes your parties unblockable. It's just great fun.
Yeah, so Sam's just, I think, having an ask about what happens. I think he's just trying to work out, I think he's probably got an answer to kill something. He's just trying to work out what he needs to kill. It's the Bartz.
Yes, it's absolutely the Bartz.
Sam doesn't know this, but I believe Paul has got a Noctis in hand, the 2CP light one that combos on party things. Yeah. So if Sam does not answer this Bartz now, Noctis is going to come down next turn. The Bartz Wako party is going to go off. Another 1CP is going to be played onto the field. The Noctis is going to get a trigger. All things, and the game can be over in the blink of an eye.
More 1-drops, more haste, more. Okay, so he's going man in black here. Gets back the Chocobo.
Okay, so this is quite a good play here, because what it allows you to do is it allows you to stop the Bartz from attacking. So he's passing over, so it's good in that you can stop the Bartz attacking. It's not the end of the world for Paul, because Sam's going to have to discard a card from hand to play it.
And there's that Noctis you said. Now, this Chocobo lets anything party with any element, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one that we saw on stream earlier. So we go into combat, so he's going to cast the Azura, but the thing with the Azura is he hasn't got any targets to get up in break zone, so all he's going to do is probably activate his backups, which is not really going to be doing much. The Zezat is going to be attacking. It's going to be making itself 10k, because when Zezat attacks, I believe it buffs everything by 1,000. So he's
Dylan frees off of the Noctis there. Nice hit on the Chocobo too.
Yeah, that's really nice. So this Chocobo's come down and has allowed him to party with anything. So the Zezat and Boko have party attacked. Noctis getting the double freeze, not allowing that man in black to be getting any more summons, so he couldn't stop the.
I guess we're not going to see that loop of Arc man in black, because
exactly,
that was disgusting last week.
And that's what Sam was probably banking on. So let's have a think here. So we know Sam has got the cloud. Paul being smart here in that and I believe Paul only has forwards of cost 4 CP or less anyway, so that cloud is only ever going to come down and kill one thing. Yeah. But now the question is, what do you kill? Because the Noctis is going to be doing shenanigans, the Bartz is going to be doing shenanigans.
I'm not even sure that he can play the cloud if he wanted to. He's got 4 in hand, right? And one of them is Arc.
True, you're right. I think you're spot on, Fish. He's got 4 in hand, and one of them is Arc, so he wouldn't be able to play the cloud. So Sam in a bit of trouble here. So
it's almost like we're seeing the complete polar opposite of last week, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. How the turntables. So yeah, we know he's got an Althea, we know he's got an Arc, we know he's got a cloud. Sam is laughing to himself, maybe sensing either because he's got a really good answer, or he's probably laughing because he senses the irony of how this is the complete opposite of how things went down last week. So
does he have a summon in hand that he can cast now to?
Doesn't matter.
Does not. Well, no, he would still get the trigger off of the man in black. So
you're right. You would still get the trigger, but you stole a really nice card for Paul here. So
what was that he did there? Can't see what that is under the cloud.
I think it's Seymour. So I think he's used a. I think he used Seymour S. So he had a Seymour in hand. He used Seymour S, which lets him reveal the top card of the deck. If it's a summon, cast it for free. It was not a summon. hoping to get something that you can use with the man in black. So here we go, guys.
I think this might be over here, eh?
This could very well be game.
Because we know the one drop coming in is going to have haste off the bats.
What 1 CP targets? A lightning would be cool. It looks like a black Chocobo he's got there as a target.
The party unblockable.
Is he running Ace as well?
Yeah, I believe so. He's also running...
Ace would be nice here.
Would he still have to get... Is that the new Ace? Okay.
He's running the Ultros.
Yeah.
Is this the one that when it comes in he can then send something to the bottom of the deck?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing.
And I believe he can then pay
Full
2...
for extra power.
Yeah. Then he can pay 2, put it at the bottom of his own deck, and top 5 and possibly reveal.
And there's Man in Black. We know that card was there. He gets the Dull and Freeze with the Noctis party trigger. So we're going in with the Ultras because it has haste. Is it an EX Burst? It's an Ixion.
That would have been lovely to hit.
That would have been nice. Going in with the Zazat. How have we got any EX Burst?
May have been preemptive on... No, there we go.
Nope, and then the Noctis coming in. Bang! What a game.
What a different story from last week.
Yes, that was it. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. That was cool. We have 22 minutes left on the round, guys. Oof. Let's get Paul in for a catch-up. Maybe we'll squeeze in a bonus round. Let's see. Guys, we are back with our winner, Paul, getting some revenge for Morgan last week.
Well, yeah, and myself for losing every single game almost last week.
That was a lot of fun. Talk us through that game.
I thought I've been playing like meta, like and sort of like to varying degrees. And what you said last time, Materia Cup was just everything since then has just been like, I don't know. I just want to play a fun deck, and every game's been 7-0 today so far. So
and there is nothing more fun than winning every game 7-0.
No, I know. But I was thinking about just because we've got a lot of new players and nobody's seen like Bartz Boko, I was thinking like, everybody's used to 13 and everything is like their aggro, and nobody knows everything else. So I'm just like. Is this? And
it's strong, man.
Is this secretly really good at the moment?
Well, we were saying this. Like, I was like, how have we not seen more of this? This deck is busted. How have we not seen more of this?
It's the thing was because I had Kiddy a few rounds ago playing his Fire Ice 6 with a few changes, but we're trying to explain to one of the newer players as well. It's been like, unlike 13 or something like that, I only go to like 1-2 damage a time, so I don't get them to damage 3 when they need it, which means I don't go super aggro like that, but everything I play is also removal or information and all that sort of thing. So
Zezat is so good because like it means you can go aggro and then rip their arts off that aggro as well. Or in Sam's case, you take that chaos and it's as good as taking 2 cards out of his hand because now Arc is a dead card in his hand.
Well, he's not paying for the whole thing for it. But the round before as well, I was played against the lightning thing with Chaos Arc, and he finally Kusivs his back, his Chaos, spends his whole hand apart from the Arc to play the Chaos, and I go and he's targeting my Bartz and getting my 2 cards. I was like, cool, check both the Bartz back to hand, so he doesn't get the discard and he's paid nothing. So I was like, is this secretly really good at the moment? And there's not been any 1 CP cards in the last like 2 sets that have been worth playing in it at all.
Yeah, we're trying to have a bit of a think. I don't think it got many new things really. Like in the past, was Ace? Were you running Ace?
No, because you can't get rid of the fire cards. You have to. Otherwise he dies.
It's not. Fine. It's when he enters the field to do it. Fine. So you can't play the Ace.
No.
Fine. So. Honestly, that was really cool. Yeah, maybe you've started it. This is the wave. Bart's Block is going to get better.
Let's play it before everybody gets rid of Sildra. Yeah. So then it just dies to death completely.
Absolutely, like literally end of Sam's turn, Sildra, get my pieces, cool, I'm locked and loaded, good to go.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, some news fresh off the press. Our other EXO lost on the pay down, so you have won a locals with Bart's Block. Shake my hand. Awesome stuff. Well played.
We can probably still get a bonus game.
I think we can definitely get a bonus game.
Would you like to play games today?
I love when you talk dirty to me. Yeah, let's get a game on, guys. We're going to go to be right back. We're going to try and get a game set up, and we'll catch you guys in a bit.
Hello and welcome to our bonus round today with guest commentators with me, Paul McAvoy,
and James Giddy.
Okay, so we've got an interesting Oh, different sort of matchup today, I think.
Yeah, a bit of a show match, an exhibition to give a little group out there the taste of what we're trying out at Firestorm these days, what we think is good, what we think is fun.
I think we've got Jacko on Fran Sky Pirates and Connor on Army of One.
Army of One is what he's been quoting, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes with this. Army of One does make us think of the Opus One Lightning, but it'll be interesting to see what the spin-off is in his current build.
Berserk Alucard, yes, the VOD will be up again. We'll try and get that as soon as possible. So, starting with the Vieiras.
Classic opening for Sky Pirates. Get your Fran. Does he go for the Fran turn 1?
Fran or Hote, I imagine, yeah. So, let's have a look. So, ditching Charlotta, interesting play with that, but I suppose it's not too bad for warping in. Pinello as well.
Yeah, Fran decks have a lot of options at their disposal. You can look in all sorts of different elements because, of course, Fran can play anything it wants to. He is playing it safe. He's going for the Jotes. So that possibly indicates to us that he's already got the Fran in hand.
Oh, Merweb turn 1. So what's he going to discard for it? That is...
it's the Spectral Keeper?
Sanctuary Keeper then. Yeah, Spectral Keeper and Tombury. So searching for Water Lightning.
Classic. So we're going to expect to see some Odins in this deck. That Lightning is still a fairly good card these days, especially if you are able to cycle it with the Odins.
And that's Quan. Yeah, okay.
Quan is very underrated. I particularly like it in Final Fantasy 13s, where you're able to give cards haste out of nowhere.
I've been playing that as well. I really like it in that. I always think that 13 needs like a mid-range package to keep it going, just in case. Okay, it's got the Fran.
There's the Fran. We knew that was there because he didn't search it.
Playing off Gabby. Oh yeah, what's a category 12 card? That's interesting.
Brand is a good target because it opens up your toolbox to a lot of options. Alasa, one of the newer cards that we have these days.
So discard to search a cat 12, yeah? I should be asking him if he wants full arts.
Do you realise how spenny that Sky Pirates deck actually is when you think about it? The Fran's a full art, the Gabrant's a full art, the Last is a full art. There are a lot of full arts available in that deck.
A both here, okay. Cool.
Nice and simple, keeping it straight. Again, Fran up on the screen for you. Fran, of course, triggers on entry and on attack, so Connor is going to want to bear that in mind when he looks at his opponent boards and think he needs to deal with this Fran as soon as, because it is just going to create an obscene amount of value if he lets that go for too long. Right, what are we doing here? We're thinking about a discard. We're discarding a Lumina and we're going to consider Clan Gully to get the Lumina back.
Not too bad there.
And a Sarah. So we're ramping. So Connor's keeping up with the pace because him ramping this fast will allow him to keep up with Fran being able to play things for free. So he's allowing Jacko to get a turn of free value essentially. So it's very much going to see on what Jacko is able to capitalise on.
It's lightning though, so there's easy breaks.
There's going to be. Gordon,
yeah, it's not bad.
Nope. It means he's got 5 backups turn 3, which for what I can see is
and that's
kind of where
draw as well, so
exactly where he wants to be. Let's see what Jacko can do with this Fran, because he's got this free turn. Balthea, pretty good safe bet, and he's got the Pinello. How many Sky Pirates do we see on board?
1, 2, 3. Yes, just the 3.
And Pinello just.
And he's already just getting rid of that, is he? Yeah, that's the Odin there to get rid of that.
Yep. Pinello is a card that you need to respect, and you need to deal with it straight away. If you don't, it is just going to generate an amount of value that will eventually keep up Philo. So we got the colour fixing in.
Yeah, nice.
I'm assuming we're going to see the Gordon unless he has got another play that can generate potentially more value than what we've seen already.
There's the Gordon. Pay for it? Yeah.
Yep. So that is draw 2, discard 1. It's always interesting to see the amount of variance of Sarah targets we have in the game these days. You can grab pretty much anything. Right, what is Jacko going to give us? Because he's got another free turn of Fran to potentially use. Alright, we got the Tyro. What is he, this
Tyro
guy?
already.
Yep, Tyro for Toto, so that is perfectly legit. What are we grabbing?
Oh,
A bash.
Basher straight
Yep,
from
yep,
hand. Yeah,
yep.
that's pretty cool.
Can't fault it. Cannot
So,
fault
free
it
bash.
at all.
Absolutely mad card.
Bash will generate yet more advantage because it is another search and is able to load the Fran for next turn. We want to see a good target. Ooh, we're getting a response. Connor.
Oh, straight
Odin.
up on the Odin, yeah.
A 5 CP Odin on that. That is showing respect if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, well, he knows he has to get rid of it before
He does.
it goes too bad, so...
He does. Credit where credit's due. You need to deal with that card when you can.
But that's also setting it up for later lightning plays as well.
Yes.
So
Once we get to see the lightning
Tombury.
loop going. Ooh, is that actually Opus
Double
1
Tombury.
lightning? Oh no, it's the new lightning, the Opus 19 one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that card deserves a lot of respect. I remember we were talking about a Japanese list that managed to run it and do really well with it. Now that we're on this bit of
another
a...
EX Odin there as well.
And Ryan is like a bicycle.
There we go, so...
Right,
Scott's Tola though, it's harsh. But
Althea, Pinello.
that is potential haste though, isn't it? So
It is. I'd be happy with the draw as well. I mean, Pinello just drawing a card is never
there's
a bad
Pinello as
thing.
well to turn off the
Alright,
target.
how many pirates are we on? 1, 2, 3. So Pinello is costing 2.
Let's bring Pinello
Unless
up.
Pinello counts itself. I think it doesn't actually count itself, so I think it's still 3. Water cards are way too complicated.
Just fire, is it usually, James?
If it kills, it works. Either way, Jacko's got himself set up in a very nice board state. He's got a potential threat, although that Tombury could throw a spanner in the works because it's a straight break on the Fran.
There we go, that's the haste for the Fram. Yeah, but that's also, he's left enough CP up as well for...
And we got the Bash.
It's left enough CP up for Gabranth there, but it's left enough CP up so that Pinello can turn off any potential Tombury effects. So at this stage in the game, it's probably not worth doing, but obviously, like you said, he wants to get rid of
he's
it.
got it.
And there's a lightning.
There's a lightning. Ooh, I think he wanted to draw that.
He did have one earlier on. What's in his hand? He's got one in his hand, I believe.
I mean,
And
it's
Melusine
Connors.
as well. Yeah, so he does have one in his hand.
He's going to draw double backup because he's Connor. Let's be real here. The gauntlet is thrown down.
Elza drawing that
Draw
card.
3 cards and another pirate for the Pinello. Elza's been causing ruin for the past year easily.
Oh, it's opened 8 card?
It's been around, but it still does the job.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sky Pirate alone, counting for Pinello, yet regenerating itself for free, still makes it a very good card.
Starter deck lightning. With the light one, well, I don't think you can play it in a deck like this because you don't want it on the field. And it's hard to stick it. It's sort of a different sort of speed than this because you can't play an aggro card in a hard control list.
The Opus 19 H Lightning and the Legend Lightning are just intrinsically better with the Odin synergies that this deck is using. Also, let's be real, we've seen enough aggro Cat 13 to last a lifetime.
I think that was him throwing his doubled backup hands.
Ooh.
There's lots you can do here though. 5 backups set up. We've got the Quan for the haste.
I want to see his hands. I want to know what his thought process is. What are you thinking? Clearly there's some break zone interaction involved. which probably leads to a lightning of sorts. There's a Hilda, which is dead. There is a lightning in there.
Yeah,
there is a
okay.
lightning in there.
That's good.
So he's got plays.
But he can't deal with the Pinello. That's the big problem.
Opus 19 Lightning is the new Lightning one, which...
Do you know what? We'll bring it up now.
We'll get it up for you. It's very similar to the dual colour Water Lightning one in that it has a replayability. You're able to loop itself.
Where are we?
This one. So yeah, when lightning is put from the field to the break zone, you may play one category 13 forward of cost 6 or less from your hand onto the field. So you're essentially allowed to replace itself for free.
Well, that's it as well. And discard one card named Odin, choose one forward, your opponent controls break it and lightning, so that you potentially get 2 attacks in on one turn as well. So.
And then you want the Odins in the break zone for the Water Lightning. So there's levels upon levels.
How many cards does Jacko have at the moment? So, yeah. The classic sign of an ice player having to read water cards.
This doesn't dull freeze. What on earth is going on here? I don't think he's realised that Phyllis attacks for water wind as well. Nice. Right, he's got his 2.
Oh, so that's 2 damage there. That's an air if gone.
So, I really don't like the fact that Connor has allowed Fran to go on for this long.
I know.
That you're just asking for it at this point.
Play a free Cat 12? Yeah.
And any free Cat 12 forward, I think the cost 4 is a limitation.
So he's got Shrink Odin in his hand as well, which is pretty good. So that's already cheaper and probably at an even cost.
He needs to be aware of his timings as well. Make sure he does that in the battle phase before any attacks go through. Because Pinello can protect against abilities, but it cannot protect against summons.
So I'm quite surprised at how even this is so far.
It is very hard to tell.
Yeah.
You want to say the Sky Pirates are in front because that board does look a state, but I wouldn't count Connor out just yet.
I have to know. It entirely changes completely if there's an Ixion in his deck. If there's an Ixion, then this is completely game over for the Pirates. There's no way they can come back from that.
I mean, Elza's still on the board, Pinello, Fran, and Bash, if he pays the extra 3, which he should, looking at this board state.
You know what that card is on the end?
I think it's still Elza.
Elza, sure.
It's still Elza, which means Pinello is functioning at a 1, 2, 3, 4. So Pinello currently costs 1, assuming it doesn't count itself. I don't read water cards, so I'm just guessing.
Cecil, right, okay, this is going to get even more hard now. Cecil playing the Gabranth. It's getting even bigger boy come down, so for those who don't remember, let's just find Gabranth. There's a Titan Lord of Crags. Yeah, this is going to be difficult.
I think that's one of the most forgotten effects about that we see in Final Fantasy, is that Titan deals damage. It doesn't just break the board.
Yeah, but it's probably not worth bringing his own stuff. Oh, that Varn as well.
Ooh, that's a Varn I did not expect to see.
So he's paying the extra for the effects there. Oh man, this is
So it's looking a bit scary.
Yeah.
It's looking a very bit scary. Oh, we can hear them chatting at the table. Oh,
Yeah.
they're having a laugh about it. I'm not, I'm scared.
Let's bring up that Varn as well.
Because most people, when they think of Varn, will think of the dual colour, because that is the one that has all the synergies with the Sky Pirates.
Completely forgotten from a set afterwards. Here we go.
It was strange that this one came out straight after that one, but it has its place.
Yeah,
it's not a bad card by any stretch. Here's Lightning.
Yeah.
That would be like 5 turns ago, as quoted by the man himself. Alright, let's see if we can get some Odin loops going. Because we need to stabilise.
Ooh. Gabranth comes the damage as well.
Here's the bash swing. I can see the fanfare in hand.
It sounds like it's game over at this point.
It does. I'm staring at the fanfare in hand and seeing no Una on the table and thinking, that is not the right Odin.
No, that's As Jacko likes to say, put a Sharpie on that one.
Yeah. EX Burst. It is not.
No. Oh, sure. So Cecil just put a spanner in the works everything, non-targeting. Yeah.
Just heard Connor say it. Cecil has completely made this a near impossibility because Water Lightning have very little, if no access to board wipes.
Worst thing that Jacko can have at this point now is to be allowed to draw cards.
Oh no. This went from 0 to 100 real quickly.
Really quickly, yeah. This is... That's nice that Jacko can actually have a moment to play a stream game rather than
Still the national champion after all these years.
Yeah. Main character energy for our boy Jacko there.
The boy from Bristol, but we bagged him for our
own. So what's he got? Melazine.
Alright, are we stealing that Pinello so he can't use that thing ever again?
No, I think the idea here is what you can do is you can try and steal something, but at least Pinello can become a decent fanfrit target.
He can't touch the pirates because Pinello can make them immune to abilities.
That's it, so...
Ooh.
But he can at least turn it into a forward that doesn't matter if it's... He just let him have it, throwing him a bone.
Give me that. Give me that. I ain't dealing with that again. That was 100% out of spite.
Bones to be thrown.
We get a fanfrit with the Pinello. Just take it. that was a take it if I've ever seen it.
I think he's definitely had a homie drop on this one to
Yep.
let the game continue.
It is actually nice to see a card that was Opus 3?
Opus 3,
it's
fanfrit,
still being
yeah,
played
fanfrit.
to this day. I mean, not in a good deck, but...
No, this deck's alright. It's just been piloted by Connor, so it has no chance. The problem at this point is that the hard control aspect here of Sky Pirates are just...
He's completely tempoed out of control.
Yeah, there's literally no way back from this, and anything that he does manage to kill, Jacko can only replay and then get more value from it. So, there's the
Charlotta.
Oh, actually playing as well. So to search there, should we get?
Let's get the Charlotta because it's a fairly new card. Do you remember the hype around the OG Charlotta when it came out?
Well, yeah. It was big at the time because of what you could do with it on Diablos and making it an even cost to play it in their turn. But yeah, never quite panned out.
No.
Maybe it'll still have its day.
Alright, what have we got? Ooh. Is that a Luna Freya?
Luna Freya for the warp, yeah.
Okay. I don't know why he's warping that, because this game should be over in the next couple of turns. Oh, joke's on you.
So
Odin. And damage 5, so it does cost 2.
Yeah, well, that's probably too little too late. But
Now,
so here we go. Well, Balthier's coming in for a swing. So there's only so much. I believe that's only Connor's last card, so there's not really too much you can...
No, because you need to discard the Tombury to make it a forward.
Yeah, so he can't do it twice.
No.
And he's past turn there, is he? Or no, he hasn't just yet.
There's the Bash. There's the Lightning. Lightning has a cost, so he can't bring that back.
And there's Varn in for another one. Will he decide to discard that card?
This is looking painful.
He will! Wow.
Yep. He had to.
And there's Gabby.
Oh, hang on a second.
Decent. So that's Sidoclan Gully there to get back a lightning character from the break zone. Incredible hit for the X Burst there.
No, not that lightning. That's a water lightning. Come on, get with the program. We're not getting We're not getting spectral.
Might be a little bit late in the game for that.
Just a little.
But
Yep.
Card with haste is pretty good to be able to play. Oh,
No.
You can give it haste with the Quan, so.
Okay.
So
so that does stall the game out a bit. That is a body. I mean, I get the Spectral Keeper, and it is just a body at the end of the day. But
Spectral Keeper is an incredible card.
It's good.
Really been happy with that, and
to be fair, they did really well with that series of 2 CP monsters when you think about it overall. Like Biblos, Atomos, and to a lesser extent Spectral Keeper, and to a lesser extent Jin still see play.
Spectral Keeper though, I think it's like low key one of the better ones. It's
shout out to Paul Fallon. Ooh, Vayne on the Luna Freya.
Now it all makes sense.
That's good. That's good. Credit where it's due. Vajali? What are we getting?
Get back the Fran. More shenanigans next turn. It's sitting pretty on 2 damage at this point. Even if you went to took another 3 damage on the next turn, it wouldn't.
Connor's in a bit of a situation that this lightning's kind of locked him out from the lightnings he does want to be playing. Like the lightning did its job in keeping him
2
alive.
CP for it. And that's Barsh on there. And a Kusif!
Oh,
you can't make this up.
No.
That is, and there's both here straight back to hand just to make sure the win happens next turn.
That is salt in the steak if I've ever seen it.
That was an absolute main character energy moment there. Heart of the cards.
He is the protagonist.
Bring up. So we know exactly what's happening. But see, it's a good point. So, I mean, Spectral Keeper is obviously such a powerful card for what it can do for dunning out the entire board. But even if it does, and all of these cards can block this turn, he wasn't going to block with any of them anyway, and there's only really so much you can really deal.
No, you're exactly right.
So was he going to block with... maybe block with Charlotta, but he was not going to block with Vayne. He wasn't going to block with the Fran.
He doesn't need to. He's on 3 damage. Now, is there a way that Connor can get out of this one? He can block with the lightning and S.
There's only so much he can really do, though, because even if he goes fully all in at this case, then Balthier still has haste. We'll still play back Penello for next turn as well. So, yeah, unfortunately, there's almost no way back from this one.
I mean, we've heard about the secret Toto text in Water Lightning.
Crazier stuff's happened. Let's be honest. So
never count a player out until that damage hits 7. Or they deck out, but we don't talk about Riku.
Both here, they're sitting on an 8k. I mean, this is the interesting thing as well. Playing so many lightnings, sure, that's not the lightning that you expect to have on the field. But even by doing the S effect, which there's a lot of ammo for,
yeah, there is.
There's always going to be a way to remove a card when necessary.
He's banking on the fact that he's able to survive this turn. I mean, I think Luna Freya hits next turn, and Jacko will be able to draw 2. Potentially 3, I can't exactly remember the text, but at that point it becomes a bit out of hand. As if it wasn't already. Jacko's asking if he can do something. He's lining up the Wombo combo.
The reverse homie drop on this one just to make sure that it happens.
He's trying to press AABBXY. Do we see the finishing move? They're having a good time. That's what we like to hear.
So that's what really matters at the end of the day. So that's a kid in the back to get a summon. It's another Odin, which is pretty good. So
it's not the worst show.
He's pretty far ahead at this stage, though. So, okay, so that is 2 counters onto the Lunar Freya by the steel energy there.
Steel is good energy, I ain't gonna lie.
And there's Charlotta down.
So we've got an Odin and a Famfrit.
The Spectral Keeper there to... the trigger was missed, but you can't just make too much of a difference. So... going for the Famfrit.
Ooh.
Yeah, tough card to play at 3 CP, isn't it? So.
It is. The difference between 2 and 3 is massive.
Right, so he's trying to go for a big turn as well by getting rid of his own lightning.
The Vein's going. He doesn't need it anymore. That Lunar Freya...
It can't be the Fran and it can't be the Barsh, can it? So, and that's going to be remove that Odin so that lightning can come back to the board. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's definitely not enough, but...
Let's get this lightning up.
Yeah, we've had it up.
So there was a fair bit of hype around this lightning when it was first spoiled.
The problem is that water lightning being a tough.
Ooh,
so that's
good damage. That's good
5.
damage.
Yeah, well, Cardi didn't want to draw for definite.
It's better than the Kusith.
Could have taken him to 6 with the Tombury, but he's bottled it for definite.
I mean, he's banking on the fact that Echidna Tombury is enough to keep him alive.
I'll be honest, so that was a hell of a comeback turn.
Yeah,
even if we
respect.
still do think that this is over. You can see an Odin in his hand still. So, 2 Odins actually there, but the EX one obviously isn't going to be doing much other than being discarded potentially. Ooh. Oh, no, that is... yeah, that's
everyone's favourite card.
Definitely what didn't want to see, and that's playing the Sophie as well.
Ooh, that is 1,
activate
2,
all the backups.
3. All the Sophie effects. There's a monster break on that, isn't there? It's a Spectral Keeper.
Oh man, there we go. There we go. So
that is it, ladies and gentlemen.
That was good fun there. So we'll hand it back to Fish and Jacko to have a chat about their game in just a moment and to finish it out. But thanks everybody for watching so far. We will be back with you next week. But thanks for watching on this one.
Thank you. See yous.
Well, hey. That was fun.
Yeah,
nice
you got a little
up.
bonus stream going.
Yeah,
Jacko with his main character energy, just taking Connor to the cleaners.
Yeah, I was actually gutted. I said to him, I was like, on the ultimate turn, I was like, I don't care what you do, don't let my Bane die, because if my Bane lives, I draw 7 cards next turn.
It was good we didn't actually get to see that.
A lot of fun though. Good fun to finish on. Cool. I guess we're going to do a sign off now. I think one thing I want to say before we shoot off is we're still up and coming as a streaming service and as a provider for you guys. So it goes a long way for us if you can subscribe to the Twitch, to the YouTube. All the links to that are going to be up on the goodbye cam. It's going to come up in a sec. Give a like to our videos. The more you do that, the more content we can give for you guys, and hopefully in the future maybe do some exciting things, some giveaways on stream, things like that. That would be awesome. So yeah,
feels good.
Feels damn good.
Yeah, join us, guys. We are hoping to bring you more content. We'll be here next week, obviously.
Yeah. I'm loving it. I know you're loving it.
Enjoying all of it.
And we're loving giving you guys the content. So the more love you give us, the more we can do that for you. So we're going to sign off now.
Yeah.
But you know what? We go again next week.
All over again. Let's get the banter. Let's get the chat going. Join us. Let's have fun.
I'm buzzing for it. We'll see you guys later. Take it easy.